So my name is Alex Braidwood, and I am here because I'm the director of the Iowa Lakeside Lab Artist in Residence program, and we curated an exhibition here of alumni from that. So it's at the Iowa Lakeside Lab, which is up on West Okoboji Lake in the northwest corner of Iowa. Iowa Lakeside Lab is the Regent's Resource Center, and it's a biological field research station. So the research lab was started in 1913 and has been around since then, and the Artist in Residence program was started in 2014, so it's been around for 4 years. Since I've been the director, we've brought through 4 or 6 artists a year. So I've brought in, I guess, 12 people total, and then before that, I guess total would be about 20 artists have come through in the course of the residency. So it was started by a woman named Lisa Johnson, who originally went up there as an artist working with a professor in biology, and was up there working alongside of him and creating her work, and at some point decided to formalize it into a program where people would apply to come up and do a similar thing. And so initially I went up as an artist in residence in 2015 at a time when Lisa was looking to move her work into a different direction. She'd finished graduate school and was moving on and was looking for someone to take it over. And so my name was floated up through the powers that be, and I was selected to take over as director. We shared responsibilities for 1 year as co-director so that I could kind of learn the process and who was responsible for what within the institution and the organization. And then I fully took over and have done it now for two full years. The main thing was really wanting to represent the diversity of the artists who come through the residency program. And so artists who get into the program apply. So they've already been selected because they are working at the intersection of art, science, and nature in some way, at some level of development. We bring young artists in who are sort of early career, but all the way through mid-career and established. And so there's already been kind of a level of assessment before they've even been a resident. And so for this exhibition, I sent out a message to all of the alumni whose contact information I have from as early as when it was started, and just asked who would be interested in doing this, and heard back from a phenomenal number of people. And so then what was interesting is people wrote back and were curious what kind of work I would want them to show. Because the artists who come to the residency program tend to interact with the program in one of 2 ways. They either come with the intention of using that time to finish work and have that specifically as their goal, but a number of artists come up in order to use that time as either inspiration or time for collection, and then they'll take what they do back to their studios and use that as material and experience to make work well into the future. And that's the way most people operate. And so it was really interesting to then be able to reconnect with artists who were there and see what they had done even more directly with their time. So we ended up with a really great mix of approaches. We have video art, we have documented performances, we had a live performance in the space, we have photographic installations, we have 3D renderings, we have data visualizations, we have a scent piece, so like the range of things was really fantastic, and that's what I was hoping for. And so yeah, by reaching out to a couple people specifically and having that discussion around what kind of work to show, I really wanted to represent that level of diversity. This was, for me, a really good opportunity to stage an exhibition of alumni work. For me, this was the first time I was able to do it. It's the first time it's happened at this scale for the program, and it's something that I want to continue doing. I really enjoyed this process, and I want to be able to take this work that is from artists from all over the country who have come to this sort of remote region of Iowa that's environmentally and ecologically incredibly rich, to make their work at this intersection of art and science, and now be able to bring it back, like being able to bring that back down into Iowa City for its connection to the University of Iowa and the connection that the university has to Lakeside. I want to do something similar in Des Moines and Ames so that central Iowa gets a real sense for what's going on up there. And then in terms of the program, my goal is to continue growing the program, growing the reach, elevating the level of artists who are applying, and then expand the resources that the lab can provide for artists who are coming, really as a way to establish it as a real destination residency. So our website is lakesidelab.air.org. Our Instagram is Lakeside Lab AIR, and you can find us on Facebook that same way. Our application window every year is from January 1st to March 1st. Our residencies are always in the summer, and they tend to be mid-May through late June. And it's open to artists working in any medium.